Welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It is the 28th day of March 2022. We've had a conversation about the Lioness Rally Club. They had their first event yesterday and received some apologies from our second guest who was to be with us, Jim Kahumbura, to speak about the Africa Rally Championship. And soon we shall be joined by John Bai, who's the Growth and Development Director of the Kenya Rugby League Federation. And he is going to be talking about the league finale and also a coaching and officiating course that is going to be taking place in Nairobi from the 1st to the 6th of April. Countries represented will be Kenya, Ghana, Morocco, Nigeria, Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, and South Africa. This is an event that has been funded by the International Development Program of the Rugby League World Cup 2021, and also support from UK Sport, European Rugby League, and the Kenya Rugby League Federation. So that's the next conversation that we shall be having. And that is in just about a quarter of an hour. But in the meantime, we get an episode of The Ace.
Mwokozi wa roho yangu na kuomba, kaa karibu nami siku zote. Majaribu ni mengi mno, nipe nguvu wa kushinda. Mwokozi wa roho yangu na kuomba, kaa karibu nami siku zote. Majaribu ni mengi mno, nipe nguvu ya kushinda.
She prays for strength to get her through her most trying moments, and I say a silent prayer for her, for God's healing hand to touch her in a special way, for I know too well what she's going through. Rosalina Diamo was an outstanding volleyball player at the peak of her career when a heart condition forced her to step away from the game.
I started playing volleyball when I was in Form 1. In high school. After high school, I joined Pipeline, played for Pipeline and the national team. Then after that, when I got ill, that was the end of it. As simple as that. At first, I loved singing music. In fact, I was forced to join volleyball in high school because I was tall and they were looking for tall guys. Yeah. Then I just loved the game.
She joined Kenya Pipeline, a volleyball team where her career flourished.
I was a center blocker. Yeah, I was a center player both in Pipeline and in the national team. We achieved a lot. We won league championships. We won tournaments, a number of tournaments, and the last club championship that Pipeline won in 2005, I was in the team. Then from then we became runners-up to prisons until I left. Personally, at one point I was the best server. I became the best blocker several times. Yeah.
She also played for the national women's volleyball team, the Malkia Strikers.
The national team, when we went for World Cup in Japan and All African Games in Maputo, that was my memorable moment. We won silver medal in African Club Championship, that All African Games, and in World Championship we were second last. We only managed to beat Algeria. Yeah. But it was a good experience. Beating with a good experience. Yeah, it was a good experience. It was a memorable moment for me. Initially, I was an introvert. So, volleyball made me to mingle with people. I learned how to network, and I became vocal. So, it really helped me. Again, it was a very jovial moment of my life. Lovely. You are always it was a good experience, even for my family. You just feel good. Yeah, just feel good. You meet so many people. You face so many challenges. You just have to work hard, committed, and discipline. Yeah.
Somewhere along the years, she got ill and was forced to seek a further treatment.
First, I got a minor surgery at Nairobi Hospital, and they implanted something called reveal device, because before that I was going for checkups and the doctor couldn't identify where the problem was. So they had to implant that reveal device so that they can identify the real problem, the exact thing that is happening. Yeah, because I used to have this very fast heart rate, palpitations, that when they came, I always felt dizzy. I could even faint. Yeah. So after that, and reimplant it again. It has been, I can say it was hell. Yeah, it wasn't easy. But nowadays I go for checkup once in a while. Last year at some point I was very unwell. The pacemaker had issues. But I normally go for, it's called interrogation, where they do the settings. Yeah. The beats they want for a minute, like the doctor wants my heart to pump like 50 beats for a minute, like per minute. So it's about the doctor. Yeah, okay. My heart is the doctor who decides how it pumps. Sometimes I'm even placed on sleeping. There's a time when the doctor placed me on a sleeping mode, at 9, and then it reaches that time you just feel dizzy, just want to sleep. Yeah, but I have a very good doctor.
This ground her playing career to a halt, and so she had no choice but accept the situation.
At first I felt so devastated. It was a sad news for me. I was like, I can say I was depressed, because that's the time I was at my top, you see. But later on, I came to understand. I accepted my situation. And I said, life must go on. Yeah.
Her employer, Kenya Pipeline Company, and teammates made sure she was well taken care of during all this time, and she found her strength to come back.
conversations, 3 of them, 2 of them about motorsport and 1 about rugby league, 13-a-side rugby. That's the order. I'll be telling you about it in a short while. But what else are we looking out for today? We've got the launch of the Express Travel Group together with at the Simbako Aspire Center. And also, there is a Nairobi County Safe House visit, Mji wa Huruma in Runda, and there is also a Kenya Human Rights Commission press conference on the situation around the campaigns and election preparedness in the country. And also, we expect that the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination results will be announced today by Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha. We will be updating you on when that event is going to take place. So on to our conversations around sport this morning. I'll start with the one that's coming at the tail end. Rugby League, 13-a-side rugby, and we've got the finale. It's going to be played on Sunday, the 3rd of April, and we've got the Vice President of the Kenya Rugby League Federation, John Bai, who's also the Director of Growth and Development, is going to speak about that. And also, 8 countries will be in the country starting Friday for 6 days, where they're going to be going through coaching and also officiating courses. So that is lined up for you. And the second interview, we're going to have the event director of the ARC Equator Rally, Jim Kahumbura. He's going to be telling us about the event that's going to be taking place around Naivasha, and that is from the 1st to the 3rd, 185 kilometers of competitive rallying for this Africa Rally Championship, and a whole new crop of drivers. Who are we going to see at the top? Is going to be Karan? Are we going to see Mark Kimathi or even Jeremy Wahome coming up to the top and taking over after Baldev Chaga and Carl Tundo decided that they're going to pursue other interests in motorsport? But we shall start with an event that took place yesterday, the Women's Rally Club. It's known as the Lioness Rally. There were 8 crews participating at an event at the Kasarani Spectator Super Special stage yesterday. Quite some exciting rallying. Eventually, Maxine Wahome winning it just by 3 seconds from Tash Tundo. Yeah, Tash is a sister to Carl Tundo, but I've got to say, when their head-to-head was running, if anybody was seated, then they don't know why they were at the Kasarani Super Special stage yesterday. So I will be introducing the 2 people who've done a lot to push for this. But before that, our sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. If you need to get interactive with us, get onto our Twitter handle. It's KBC Channel 1. My handle is at Mr. Wahome, and our hashtag is SportsCheck. So straight to the first interview. The Lioness Rally Club, founded, the idea originated last year and held their first event yesterday. And in studio, we've got Lisa Christoffersen, and she is the founder of the Lioness Rally Club. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
And we've got somebody you all know, Pauline Sheghu. Today she has moved away from the desk where she, sits as a news anchor. She's a rally driver, and she was participating yesterday, and she's joining us today. Pauline, welcome.
Thank you, Wahome.
Yes, and straight to it, Lisa, last year you came up with this concept. Tell us the background of the Lioness Rally Club, how it was formed, and how you got to get the women who are in motorsport involved.
I had the opportunity to be invited to watch the last leg of the WRC rally at Hell's Gate in Naivasha by Waziri Amina Mohammed and her family. It was a beautiful day, and I looked around and I said to Waziri, "Wapi wanawake?" And I said, "You know what? I'm going to start the first ever all-female only safari rally." Waziri turned to me and said, "Yes, we're going to call it the Lioness Rally." And that was how it all started. I got back home that evening. I called my friend Lilian Onduku, who now is my navigator, and I said, "This is what we're going to do. And you're going to be my navigator, but we're doing it with a difference. We're going to have a CSR approach to this."
So, and Pauline, I'm sure when you had this, and after about 8-9 years out of rallying, what was it like for you?
Thank you, Wahome. I got excited because I felt like this is an opportunity for women after participating with the men before, and I took us the sabbatical leave after 10 years, and an opportunity has come, and this is my sport. So when I reached out to Lisa, We discussed a lot because I was already in the rally, so my expertise was also needed in this Lioness Rally Club. So I felt it was good for me to be part of the Lioness and also to help the women who are coming on board to participate in this rally. That's how I got into the Lioness Rally Club.
Yesterday you were rallying and you were with Michelle Chow. How did you, for example, how did you convince Chow to get into the sport, sit with you and read the notes?
You know, in the rally, it's about chemistry and how you understand each other. And also, because it was an all-women thing, I wanted her to feel like because she had that inspiration. She really wanted to do it, the navigation. So I felt now I need to hold her and explain to her what is all required about it. So I've been navigated before by a man, and now this is a lady.
Friend Kipchilat.
Yes, Kimaru Kipchilat has been my navigator throughout. So this one was an all-women rally. So I felt Chow has she's aspired navigator. So I felt, why not? Let me give her a chance and take her through how the pace notes are, we normally do it. And also to make her work easier is to understand each other, how to read and understand the pace notes. You are not required to really go into it the way the language is used in the rally. But I told her just be cool, calm, and understand the way the notes are done. So that's how I got her into it and made her to feel like, be part of me. Just let us blend and do what is right. That's how she got, and she really took it very fast, and I saw potential in her. That's why I took her in to be my navigator.
All right, now, Lisa, you've had activities around the sport itself, working together with George Njoroge. Tell us how you have been getting, the women ready. For example, we saw Faith make her rallying debut. She was there. Caroline Gatimo come back and get rallying together with her daughter Tinash. How did you work with George?
So George has been absolutely amazing, and we have to thank him for taking all us Lionesses in under his team, Kenya Racing Team, KRT. And, we can't do our own events, rallies per se, until we've actually done 8 rallies. So we joined KRT immediately, and George was absolutely amazing. And we asked him, we've got to reach out to all of these women. And he helped us, and also through all the women in motorsports. KMFS have been amazing, I have to say, and very supportive. And the message has been out there. So women started reaching out to us and saying, this is my name, can I join? I would love to be part of the Lionesses. And that's how we got the team together.
What kind of, the train, when you had, the preparations last weekend, what were the paces that you were being taken through?
So initially we don't have any cars. We have been doing harambes. We've been requesting for sponsors to come on board and support us. And KRT members have kindly been lending us their cars so that we could train in them. The cars are all kitted out for men, so we're almost lying down trying to reach the clutch in the cars, but we are very grateful. We've done some practice training at Kasarani, at the Triple S stage twice. We've done training, and then last Sunday it was the autocross, and George encouraged Pauline and I to participate, to actually get back into the competition of rallying for Pauline, and it was the first time ever for me.
What was it like driving through that stage?
Exciting, super, super exciting. Really exciting, and so exciting yesterday to see all those spectators out there cheering us on. We're very grateful.
Well, actually, and I'll also mention to you that in the final heat, Pauline and Lisa were going head to head. Pauline, something happened to your car. What happened in the final, as you headed to the final heat?
That car, first when I participated, I used it during the autocross last weekend. It had some mechanical problem. The gear locked to 2 only, so but I tried to finish the autocross. In rally it's all about, you can only stop when the wheels stop running. So the car had mechanical problem, and we didn't have enough time to prepare for the Lioness, and that was the car I got used to it from day one during my preparations. And I felt like I need to use it in the Lioness rally. So yesterday's heat with Lisa here, there's something that locked. Yeah, these are cars, so anything can happen. you are prepared to do your best, but something just happens. It's mechanical. You cannot go. It's beyond your control. But I tried to push it, though there was something under the knee and under the. I think it locked on the wheels, that messed me. But I pushed through, and I'm grateful that after the long break, it was like coming back and training for me to prepare for many rallies to come. That was just a starting point for me, and I'm happy Lisa here, being her first time, she managed to pull through, and I'm happy for her, and I know we are going to go places. I'm sure we'll get more cars to use in the next rallies. But for yesterday, mechanical problem, hitches, you know, you cannot do anything about it. But I had to finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, she did finish 5th overall, and Lisa finished 4th. Then we saw Kiana Rajput participating in her buggy, and she was the youngest competitor at the age of 10. What was the overall response from her?
She was very excited to be participating with the Lionesses, and we are very, very proud to have her with us. You know, this is what we are about. Youth empowerment, women empowerment, and it's got to start with the young. They're going to come and join us, and we are encouraging for more youth to come and join us. If you're underage, like Kiana, come and just ride buggies. And when you're 18 and you've got a valid driving license, then you can start driving rally cars.
Also, we saw Tash and Chantal come together. What was it like for Tash, who's taken a little break from the sport?
She mentioned that it was 6 years since she last was rallying, and she was very excited to be part of an all-women rally only, which is the first time ever, as we were breaking history in Kenya yesterday. And as driving against women is different as being part of the men's crew.
Just explain that.
Well, I'm hearing it from Maxine and from Tash. You know, they're used to driving in the rallies together and against the men, and the men push it. And as Maxine said the other day, she said, you know, women don't push it as hard as men, and I think yesterday we proved her wrong.
Actually, she proved herself wrong in the final heat, because the way she pushed the car, and she was head-to-head with Natasha, it was quite fast. And what about for Maxine, who's actively rallying now? What was, and eventually, you know, winning that event overall, what was it like for her?
It was great for her. First of all, you know, she's been participating with men, and then being part of the Lioness. It was also preparing her for the ARC. She's participating in next week or this week?
It's actually
the ARC this week.
This week.
Yeah, she'll be doing the rally at Naivasha. So it was sort of like also preparing her. It was an opportunity for her also, being part on the Lioness yesterday. So she was grateful, and we are happy for her, and we wish her well. Because from the list I saw for the ARC, I don't know whether she's the only lady.
She's the only active lady rally driver in the country at the moment.
Yes. Yes, so she's been into it for a very long time. She's been participating, not like us, that we took a long break. Now we are back. So I'm sure we are going to hold each other's hands and do it as women, and also to participate in many rallies with the men.
The organization aspect of it also involved women. John Nesbitt was the clerk of the course. You could tell us, you know, about the entire team that put this together.
So what happened was, when we first started and I founded the Lioness Rally Club, realizing we need to be officialized. So today we are registered CBO, which requires to have a healthy committee. So the entire committee are women, and many other women have reached out to us and said, how can we help? So all the officials that you saw yesterday are all women who reached out to us and say, we would love to help. And they're bringing their expertise to the table, which we're very, very grateful for. And you saw even yesterday, the fire engine truck from Nairobi City Council were all women crew, which was amazing.
Oh, and what were their experiences after you held the debrief? What were they saying?
The team?
Yes, after the debrief, after the event.
Well, we're just going to go out there and have fun and make sure that everybody is safe. As we were saying, you know, and as Pauline said, you know, just finish. That's it. It's just about finishing and everybody being safe.
Also, as a community organization, you are involved in some CSR activities over the weekend, tree planting, also, some cleanup work. Tell us the details of that.
So part of our CSR is about tree planting, and I'm very passionate about our beautiful environment, and our motto is, at the end of the day, the only thing we leave behind is our tire tracks. So KFS, amongst others, have given us 1,000 trees. We planted 40 trees on Saturday morning at Kasarani, and many more are being planted right now as we speak, as the rains have come, so that's baraka for us. And we also did a cleanup. So we partnered together with the Kasarani community, headed by Lady Askari, a risk management company, and they are working together with the young Kasarani mothers who get educated about the environment, plastic, cleanup, hygiene. And we were given big sacks from the T3 recycling plastic plant in Athi River, and all the plastic gets put into those sacks, taken to the recycling plant, and recycled. Out comes polyethylene thread, and we're hoping that they're going to donate T-shirts to some of the children at Kasarani so they can say, we're wearing what we collect. So this is what our CSR is. Wherever we're going to be rallying, we want to participate in a cleanup program and in planting trees. And I think people were incredibly surprised to see how clean the grounds were at Kasarani yesterday.
Actually, I'd be surprised because it's a place that I usually go to, even when I'm not at work, at times I'll go stay at a corner and try hide and enjoy the sport. Pauline, the impact from the Kasarani community, what was it like?
It was great. They came out in large numbers, and the CSR, we involved the community within Kasarani, and that was good. Whenever you have something you are doing, just bring the community on board to give you the support, and also in security-wise. The impact was very great because you saw even the way the kids, they were so excited, but I like the security, how it took care of them, and also the way the cleanliness was done. Everything was done by the community within the Kasarani area. Yes.
By the way, how do you want to change that track? Because I would love to see trees around it, so long as, but they shouldn't grow too tall and see the far end. How do you want to see it changed?
Well, I think the important thing is, as there is no fence around the track, that the perimeter lines should have trees all around them. And initially we would love to see bamboos as well, because there are goats and sheep, and they also need to be kept aside. And try and plant trees that they won't eat, so basically creating a fence but with trees. It's also beautiful, so when we start getting the international visitors coming through, we're proud to show them the cleanup and the progress that we have made.
Getting to have this event take place, a rally itself is, a normal rally itself is, or even an autocross event, which everyone participates in, costs a lot of money. How were you able to mobilize the funds for this?
Thanks to our sponsors. We have been even harambeing in our sleep, I think. We need money. We had no idea it cost so much. And we are so grateful to the sponsors who believed in us. And we said to them, guys, we are billboard on wheels, so wherever we go, your sponsorship will come with us, meaning your brand visibility, your stickers, and all of the other tier banners and things that were up there. So thanks to our sponsors, they made it happen for us. And we're actually putting out a pledge for come on board with us. We need many, many more sponsors to support us on this. It's not cheap, as you know.
Also, something else that I would like to mention is the equipment that's used. How was it sourced? The fire suits, the helmets, gloves, and even the balaclavas. How are you working around to ensure that there is that?
Our equipment, mine and Lisa, we got it from the veteran rally driver, Baldi. It's called Baldev Chaga.
Baldev.
Yes. And our equipment, it has to go as per the standards that have been put in place by FIA. So, and in rally, safety is everything.
Yes.
So we went to Baldi's place and we got our equipment. That one I can talk about myself and Lisa's. Yes, but even you saw the rest, they had the same uniform as per the requirements.
But I would like to add something there, and that's where the sisterhood really comes in, that many of the veteran rally drivers have so much land available. A week later, just at the opening of the Classic, Waziri announced that they are going to start a motorsports training school there at Kasarani. So that's super exciting. So we were just waiting to hear when that's going to commence. So that's the beginning.
All right. And there's also that entire ecosystem, for example, the event management. How are you trying to get people involved? We've seen John Nesbitt. I know she does a lot of competitor relations. There are also those who would do scrutineering. What are the opportunities?
Anybody who has those skills, come on board and join us. We're going to be doing many, many more rallies. There are a couple of rallies that George has for us in the calendar under KRT. We also plan to enter the May rally in Eldoret. But again, we're asking for sponsorship. We don't have those cars that are required for that rally, but we know we'll get them.
All right.
We're optimistic.
You're optimistic. Pauline, having rallied, actually even doing the safari 10 years ago, what has been the biggest change when it comes to the requirements for cars in motorsport today?
There are so many changes that have come on board, and you cannot just drive any car. It has to meet the requirements as per the FIA, and those are the cars we are looking for, because you could see even yesterday, as much as we got the cars, but there are some requirements that we have to meet. And my friend here, Lisa, has just said that we are planning to do the Eldoret one, and we are hoping to get good cars, good as in with all the requirements, because that will be a safari. It's not like the track we do, the short track. That won't be very long, more than 100 kilometers. So many things have changed, and there are new regulations that have been brought on board by FIA.
Safety.
And so many things in terms of safety. And even yesterday you saw what happened, but the ladies are okay. That tells you the safetiness, that's part of the requirement.
Actually, that was one of the two proper rally cars that were there. Maxine's and
Tasha's.
And Tasha's.
Yes.
And the other one being the one that Stella was using, Edward.
Yes. So if we could get more cars that meets the requirements, we'll really appreciate, because we, as women, we want to participate with our men, because those cars and compete. That is our meaning. But in rally, it's about finishing. If you finish well and safe, you are good too. You are okay. Whether you're number 1 or number 10, you have finished the race. That is the best part of rally. Yes.
Now, for example, what were some of the things? Because I know George, despite organizing events, he also does a lot of work with rally cars. What are the things that were being taught about what you can do, quick maintenance if you've got to do it on the track, or quick checks that people must know?
Well, I think George, he talked us all through it, and also what we did, we got sponsorship from Kingsway Tires, who brought us to a tire clinic, which was very interesting. So we got taught and educated on reading a tire and how to change a tire if we have a puncture in less than 2 minutes. So we still have a lot of training to do, and we're here to learn.
Tell us about reading tires, because it's something that I discovered people take for granted, but it is one of the most important. Even on everyday driving, you need to know how to read that tire.
It was actually very entertaining that day when the tire instructor came to teach us women. So he knows about women, shoes. So he explained to us, you have indoor shoes, you have an outdoor shoe, you have a running shoe, and what do you wear when you go to the shamba? Gumboots. Right?
That's how the normal
straight away
tires work.
Now you understand a tire. So reading the depth of a tire and what tire you have for which terrain, whether you're driving in sand, whether you're driving in dry weather or in muddy circumstances, and also the pressure of a tire, again, in those various circumstances. So that's really quite interesting. And again, like all of our equipment, our seats, our safety belts, they have an expiry date. And that as well, that very few people actually read the expiry date on their tires. So maybe we can teach some people some things too.
Teach the people now about how to check the tire and the things that everyone must know.
Well,
let's start with that.
So the tire has, I'll say something and Pauline can do the rest. You know how it has like 19-195, etc.
Radius.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the radius and also, like I said, the depth of the tire. And also the marks, you know how you have different marks again, and that's for the different tires for different terrains.
Pauline, tell us about those.
Yeah,
Lisa has thrown it to you.
it's very tricky because it was very short, but it was great learning, because even me, I didn't know about my tires, the normal ones I use for my car, my normal car, compared to the rally ones. So we were taken through how those tires work, and the radius has to match the width of your tire, and also it has to even when you are putting pressure, there's a limit. Always check your limit. If your tire can go up to 35, don't go up to 40. You'll burst the tire. And also when you are on the road and it's hot, that tire, according to the numbers as per your car, you have to go to a certain limit. Don't overspeed. Yes, because it overheats. And that's why you see most of the cars, the tires are worn out so fast because they don't follow the instructions. So there's a lot to learn about tires, and we are looking forward for Kingsway to still come back and teach us how those tires work, because we really need to understand more about the tires. That was just a brief one, because we were preparing for the rally and how to change the tires when you get punctures, if we are doing the safari and the bungus. So it was all about changing the tires and checking even the rally tires if it fits the car you're driving. Yes.
And also I was going to say, you know, one thing that was very important, for example, if you're driving on very hot tarmac surface and your tires are very, very hot, but you have low pressure suddenly, never ever put pressure in a very hot tire, because that will cause damage. And also realizing rally tires, again, a plead to Pirelli and Dunlop, we need tires.
Yeah,
we need a lot of tires, guys. So come on board and help us, sponsor us, because those tires are not readily available. Rally tires are unique and different to our normal tires that we have on our cars.
And they're very expensive.
And they're very expensive.
Yes, actually, I saw that during the safari, the drivers actually had to go and ask for the specifications, and they're in the WRC rule book. And the other one is changing a flat in 2 minutes. How do you do it? Because you've got to do it with your navigator.
Teamwork. It's teamwork. It's teamwork.
Yes.
One person, when you are changing, when you are removing the tire, the other person should be ready to remove the spare one. So it's about teamwork. As you remove the nuts, the bolts, the other person should be ready with the tires, ready once it's done, and she comes on the other side, trying to bring up the car,
lifting up the
car, the jack. Then it's all about teamwork. You have to all work and do it, the two of you, within that time, because your time is been given to 2 minutes or 3 minutes maximum. So you have to work within that time. So it's teamwork.
How many times do you have to practice that in a situation?
We practice how many times, Lisa? 3 times. We did 3 times.
About 3 times.
Yeah, during our trainings.
And that means from stopping the car, out the car, get out of the car.
You time yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. You remove everything. You are ready. The other person goes to the boot, removes the spare tire, as she removes the wheels, everything. So it's just about teamwork.
So we know who's doing what.
Yes.
So Pauline has her responsibility, I have mine, and that doesn't change, because now we're in rhythm and we stick to it.
The other thing that I would like to ask is, what kind of outreach are you doing to grow the size of the club?
Well, I think yesterday there was a lot of awareness. We had one of our team member, Precious, going around with membership application forms. So giving to the ladies and saying, sign up and join us. All your details are there. When you're ready, fill them in. There's an M-Pesa pay bill where you M-Pesa your money, and send us a copy of your driving license, and then the committee will discuss the application, and that's how we go. So a lot of members signed up yesterday, as far as I know. And we're pleading to many, many more women, come and join us.
Just to add on that, also we have our website that is running, and also our social media accounts. That's another way we are reaching out to participants to come and board with us.
What's the website?
www.lionessrallyclub.org.
And looking at the interaction on social media, that's one hot spot in today's world. What was it like yesterday?
We heard it went viral. I mean, we were busy driving, but afterwards, the comments that were given and the announcements that were made were absolutely phenomenal and mind-blowing. And I think even some of the CEO of WRC and directors were present yesterday, and they were all astounded at how well we put this together. From 9 months, from visualization to execution, it's 9 months only.
Pauline, from the interactions that you've had with the 7 other crews that you participated yesterday, I mean, we were expecting 10, but 8 participated. What are the things that you'd like to see, coming your way, and more, and some of the other opportunities that will come from the Kenya Motorsport Federation?
First, we are looking for support from the KMSF, and we appreciate the government for supporting us, the Ministry of Sports. And I'm looking at more women to come and rally with us, not only from Nairobi County, also from other counties, because even yesterday we saw there were so many who came from Eldoret, Nanyuki, Nakuru counties. It tells you how they are really ready to be part of the Lioness rally and to participate in the rally. So we want many women to come, because there are those who are ready to rally yesterday, but due to some reasons, they could not. So I'm sure going forward, we are going to get many more as per yesterday's event. There are many more who are going to come. They've shown interest. And next time when we are doing another rally, you'll see many women doing it. Yes.
You mentioned that George has got 2 events planned in mind. Lisa, you could tell us about those 2.
Well, one of them is a 4x4 raid, and that's going to happen sometime this April. We'll share the news with you. And it was actually quite exciting, because one of the KRT directors came up to me and he said, I'm so excited. I have a Range Rover, Lisa. I'm going to lend you my Range Rover for this 4x4 event. We're like, thank you very much. And George, we'll go through training again. So we're also asking anybody who's got 4x4s that can lend the Lionesses, we would be grateful.
And raid is actually, it's an interesting thing. Full bush, Bundus rallying. How different is it from normal rallying, from what you've been told?
Well, it is 4x4 challenge, so a little bit similar to the Rhino charge, where you're in the bush, you're going through different terrain, completely to tracks, as we were driving on yesterday. And, you'll be using also winches, which we don't have on a rally car. So very different. And, well,
where would that be?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. The second event after that?
I'm not sure either.
But he's just kept one in store.
He's just keeping them in store for us. Just like, let the excitement after yesterday, just enjoy that, and then we'll continue to the next one.
Involvement with women empowerment. How else do you want to go in? Speaking to girls, we've seen at times people doing it, going to schools. It's holiday time, involving them through communities. How do you want to keep that going after what you saw at Kasarani?
I'll let Lisa talk about that, because I think as the founder of the Lioness Rally, she understands better the plans we have, and she's best placed to explain about that.
I've always been doing a lot of CSR in my own little capacity, and what we would like to do is to do an endurance. And that endurance would start, for example, in northern Kenya, Turkana. We talk about the beautiful people of Turkana, the culture as well. And again, for me, it's about educating Kenyans, the people, the culture. Who are they? What do they originally, where do they come from? What do they eat? Yeah. And we've got, for example, talk about Turkana. Juma, who's one of Kenya's supermodels, originates from Turkana. Yes. And Juma wants to come on board. So when we start in Turkana, hopefully she can be around and join us. Then we go down to Samburu. We talk about the culture and the people of the Samburu. And when we are driving through it, as an endurance, 10 days, we hopefully would have time to talk to the schools, give some empowerment talks, or let them come to us, where they can also ask us questions. So we can empower them and say, as we did yesterday, get in the driving seat and follow your dreams. What is it you would like to do? Because so many people think it's so impossible to do such a thing in a very man-driven world as motorsport is in Kenya. So that's the empowerment that we want to give to all the young girls out there in the country. And then with that endurance, then hopefully we'll end up down at Fort Jesus in Mombasa.
Pauline, let me come to you now. And what is it that you would like to see? For example, I know people know you more for being on air on Saturdays. Yes. But for those who are outside Nairobi, what are the things that you'd like to see done on the ground so that you can train? You're in the same county with Faith Milka, for example. What is it that you'd like to see?
I'd like to see many people being involved, especially in this Lioness rally. I'd like to see women, because we know when you support each other as women, we make a difference. So I'd love to see many women being part of us, because our main objective here is to empower, to support, and to inspire women to do many things. So I'd also like to encourage the young ones to come on board and be part, because we want to inspire so many. There are those who have the talents, but they don't have the platform to prove themselves. So we are out here to bring those talents on board, to tell that person who is seated at the corner, please come with that talent you have. Let us work together to make a difference. Yes.
Something else that you mentioned is that for your training event, one of the things you did was autocross. It's more of the low budget and training events. What are the various clubs saying about giving opportunities? Because I have seen at autocross, for example, if you've got enough fuel, you can share one car. All they need to do, is say who are the drivers who are going to be using it. Are there opportunities through that?
Absolutely. I think there's so many clubs in this country, and any event, I think, is open to anybody who wishes to participate. You pay your entry fee as long as you have your competitor's license. You pay whatever it is that they require. Autocross was 7,500 shillings. That goes to that club that is organizing that particular event. So it was a great opportunity for us, Pauline and I, to enter last weekend's autocross. They were quite surprised to have so many entries. I think they realized the Lionesses wamefika. And yes, and so there were 41 entries last weekend, which was apparently an outstanding amount of competitors.
And considering, the Rally Sports Club just did that, how was it, having 41 competitors? What was it like knowing that you've got the turnaround times had to be quick? And I've seen there was one event last year where I think they had 48 drivers and could only do 3 hits. What was your experience with that competitive group, Pauline?
It was a good experience, because you see this one was both male and female. We were now both genders, and even the small buggies, the small ones, and it was great, because we were like learning from them, the legends, because even them, the ones who participated in the autocross, they were preparing for the ARC. So it was a platform for us, and we were grateful being part of the autocross, me and Lisa, and we finished the hits. There were 4 hits, and we managed to finish the 4 hits, and I was happy, because I was in the mix of those men. That tells you that we are ready to roll with the men also in the main safaris. Coming ones, the other 4x4s, we'll be there with them.
And also, for those who are under 18, you've said get them buggies. What's the work around getting them buggies? I know Kiana wouldn't mind sharing hers for a start. Well, I
think those who own buggies would be very grateful to share, because what we are doing here is empowering the motorsport industry in Kenya, generally, from the youth to the women, and including the men as well. So let's get more active from all ages, and that means sharing. Sharing is caring. So we're asking all, it's a pledge, please share your buggies, share your vehicles, and let's make this a very, very beautiful motorsport in Kenya and for our neighboring countries.
Involving the children and who are there, how do they get involved? Because I think I saw Andrea yesterday, and they will always hang around their parents, asking them, how has this gone? What's happening here? And eventually they don't want to leave the car. How have you seen the children reacting to this, the boys, the girls?
They get excited. They are happy being involved, being part of this competition. And you see, these are our future drivers. From buggies, they'll graduate
to cars.
And it's a good opportunity for them to learn how it's done and also to be on the same track with the real drivers, with the real cars. So for them, we don't lock out them. If they show interest, they want to be part of us, we call them on board. Come and rally with us, because they want also, it's sort of like entertainment also, because when they come, they also inspire the young ones who are locked in the house, or those who they feel they want to be part of it. It's like they're encouraging the young ones, the ones who cannot afford. So maybe the parents where they are seated, the ones who watched yesterday, Kiana, they'll go back home and tell their kids, hey, there's like a certain girl, between 9 and 10 years, doing the buggies. I'd like you also to be involved. You can start like me. I started with the GP karting at Carnival. So I graduated slowly. So even these young ones, we give them opportunity. Whenever we are training, whenever we are participating, we want them to come also, because they've shown interest. And these are future drivers. We want them to grow with us.
May I just say something on that? When we first started the Lionesses, I got a phone call from a girl called Nisha. Nisha is driving a buggy and actually is the champion in her class, in the turbo class of her particular buggy. She was part of the autocross last week. Sadly, she rolled. She's a Lioness, and she is dreaming of upgrading to a rally driver. So that's her inspiration. She's part of us, and she knows now from buggy she's going to come in and rally with us.
We also have got women who are mentioned two people. They're known more for their as navigators. There's Lynette, there's Tuta Mionki. How do you want to get them involved so that they can teach their craft, which is the navigating?
Lynette is very much active with us. She's been with us since the beginning, and she's been absolutely amazing. And wherever she can, time-wise, she's there. She was there with us yesterday, and she's mentoring us. Even during scrutineering, she was fantastic in reminding us all, hydrate, 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 no matter what, and telling us about the special food and the drinks that we should actually do that gives us energy. Because it's, you're sweating in those suits.
Yes.
And even while you're just waiting for your heat to come on, you've just got to remember to hydrate. So Lynette has been, she's empowering us amazingly. Tuta's also been there. She's very, very busy. And I think she's going to be navigating in this ARC rally coming up this weekend.
Hydrating and the food. People are tired. We grew up, at times you'd be told, kula ugali wezane na igari.
That's not possible. Ugali, you'll sleep in that steering. Yeah, it's important to hydrate, because I can add on what Lisa just said about Lynette. Okay. She found me taking soda because I did some sugar in me, and she came fast and grabbed it. No, Pauline, you are going to rally. You don't have to take sugar now. Take water. So she kept on checking on us. You drivers, you need to take water a lot, because hydrating is very important. Drink lots of water, and also there are some rehydrants. The hydrates, yeah.
ORSs.
Yeah, she advises us, and even the upcoming.
Basically, the ORS that you'll be given in a hospital.
Even glucose, if you have glucose.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, they're out there to watch us on how the things we take, and also keep us on toes, because they know. I can tell you from the experience, last autocross, I really had a bad, serious headache, because I think I was joking. I took just 2 bottles of water. I didn't know I was going for 4 hits. Then from that, I was kaput. But that tells you need to hydrate. You need to have lots of water in your car. Yes.
And what about what you eat? I know what happens if you decide to stock yourself properly and you just decide to go on the road.
Sometimes also don't just eat too much, because you see in rally, you don't know where you will relieve yourself, because you are on the road and maybe you are pressed. So even you have to watch on your diet, how you eat. You have to exercise a lot and watch what you take. Yes, don't overdo it.
What's the right thing to have when you're rallying? When it comes to food?
Food, I think bananas. Bananas, dates, apricots, dried fruit give you energy. And then We need the same fuel in our bodies to keep our bodies going. And yes, fitness is important. You're sitting in that car and you're being shaken up and down, round and about. So having a core strength will also give you extra stamina to continue.
How much rest does one need ahead of a rally? It's a question a lot of people ask. My experience is, you know, when you talk with drivers, is that they'll tell you, we are going through our notes until late.
There's no rest. You can't, somehow you can't just rest, because your mind is preparing. You want to, you are calculating, where did I, during the trainings, during maybe the practice, is there something I missed? You know, your mind is just working. You can rest a bit, but not really the real rest that you're talking about, because you are preparing for the upcoming rally. So your mind is very busy, thinking of so many things, how to prepare for it.
And I have something actually amusing to add. You know, there was me Saturday night in bed by 9 p.m. We have so many so many WhatsApp groups for the Lionesses. You know, the tech, the drivers, the navigators, the general group, the committee. My phone was going, I think, all night. In fact, yesterday morning, I said to Tamara, you didn't get any sleep. At 4 o'clock, you're still sending messages. So throughout the night, it was pure and utter excitement. And I think everybody was just so excited and very keen to make sure that nothing was missed.
Yes.
Have we ticked all the boxes? And that was really an amazing team effort, which I really want to thank all the Lionesses out there for making yesterday the beautiful success that it was.
It was a dream come true.
And from something that she mentioned, what are the opportunities, for example, for women in tech? Who can they go to and learn about car maintenance, maybe even know how to, you know, design and fix the seats to the right setup?
Do you know, yesterday there was a team there of Kenyan women who have their own garage. They're all engineers. They have their garage on Gong Road, Chicks
Garage.
Chicks Garage, so C-H-I-X,
yes.
Garage Mechanics. So they are welcoming all women to come, and they will teach them as well. They will teach the women, you want to become a mechanical engineer? Do you want to become somebody, you know, learn about cars, general mechanics without the engineer bit? Go and see them. That's amazing. So we're welcoming them on board, and we will support them as women and take our cars to them.
Pauline, a quick education. I mean, from the safari when you competed with Kipchilat, what are the things that everyone should know how to fix in a car? On the spot, I mean, a quick fix on the spot that every person should have.
During the rally? Or
during a rally and everyday driving.
Yeah, during the rally, like the last one we did, we rolled, but you know you have to be very fast and think the car is still rolling. We just turned and the car is okay. We can still continue with the race. We went through. So, thankfully,
you've got a roll cage, and
yes.
So the moment it's back on its feet.
The moment you are only told the rally can stop when the wheels stop running. Yes, but because the wheels were still running, we had to move with it. Secondly, like yesterday, you saw, I lost control, but I just thought like this thing can still roll. I'll not give up. I reversed and took straight to the track and moved on. So it's about thinking very fast. If anything happens, something wrong happens, like even now the mechanical thing that along the track, I felt it. This thing is going to give me problems. It's going to stuck. I said, no, I have to move this car until I finish. So you have to be very fast in thinking, what can I do if anything happens? And it has to be a teamwork. Because my navigator, Michelle Chow, she kept on telling me, Pauline, we have to move this car. Just kanyaga the mafuta. Let us go. We lost control twice.
Yes.
You saw the way I did the 360.
Yes.
But I said because it's still moving and I was very fast. I had to take through. But Lisa here did it. My mind was like, Lisa is there, but I have to finish.
How then do you keep that car, you know, in that condition, knowing that you wanted to push it? I think you'd lost one gear.
Yes.
And
I lost it stuck to only gear 2.
Gear 2.
I was like driving it I was driving an automatic car. But my mind was, I have to finish. The rally is about finishing. Just finish.
And And how then do you maintain that without having to blow out the engine?
You have to monitor so that you don't over-rev. If you over-rev, you'll mess with the engine. So you have to drive within the limits, because when it's over-revs, you'll just hear, you as a driver, you'll feel it's over-revving, so the engine can blow out. So I kept on playing within the limits. Yes.
You know, in rallying,
it's sharpness. You just know how to feel your car. You can feel your car, even when you drive your normal car, you can feel when you are too fast and when you're going to cause something that is not okay ahead. So it's how you control your car.
Safety lessons that you've picked up from this event and working with Georgia in the run-up to yesterday's rally.
We're very lucky to have Dash Patel on board, and Dash is our security coordinator, and he's talked us through security, safety in the vehicle and what happens in the event of a fire. Hence the reason why it's so important that we have all the correct gear and the kit, which gets checked thoroughly through scrutineering to make sure that we're all abiding by the FIA standards and rules.
What was scrutineering like? We know last year was a huge lesson when our drivers went down to Naivasha and they had to enter as a KNRC event. That's where they would be allowed. What were the things that you were told, for example, about your fire suit, your helmet, your shoes?
Everything was taken out and checked. You know, the first thing they checked is, are these originals and the expiry date on everything. And I think the most important thing that Dash keeps saying is that we had to have the metal neck harness that comes around our neck to support us, because that in terms of, in the event of a crash, will help and prevent serious accidents.
Yeah, the hand device.
Yes.
The hand device, even the seat belts, everything. The scrutineering was good. They check everything. There was not like these are a special group of people, drivers. No, it was the same the way they do it to the normal safaris and also the other competitions. So it was checked, everything from the helmet to your shoes, even the socks, even the inner pants. It has to be in the expiry date.
And from what you have seen, Pauline, I know you've rallied, and right now, how strict have the scrutineers gotten?
They are very strict because, you know, safety is very important. Yes, they are very strict to check on everything. You have everything because it's about your safety. Yes, if they don't do that, whom will you blame? Yes, and if you don't meet the scrutineering standards, they'll remove you from the list. They don't joke.
Anybody who was struck off? None. From the competitors who came in, I hope none. I hope.
From our rally, the Lioness, there was. I can't say that the person was struck off, but there were some reasons. However, they also advised, you know, after the scrutineering, they also advise you, just always check your expiry date, so that next time when you come for another rally and your uniform has expired, you'll be locked out. You'll
be locked.
Yes.
Yeah, at least that we've seen, and also even the threads that they use.
Everything, from even the socks, they check everything.
But also the vehicle, they check the vehicle thoroughly, you know, to start the engine, open up the bonnet, check everything in the engine.
Fire.
And do we have a valid fire extinguisher? Exactly. And they check the tires.
They check everything.
What exactly do they look for in the tires?
Just to make sure that, again, no expiry date, that they're not worn out, the threads, and that you've got the right pressure.
And also you have the spare tires just in case of a puncture.
Yes. Now, you've got to do training for all these people who are there, who are out there and they want to join the Lioness Rally Club. Where are the venues? What would be the training program?
Again, as we said earlier, you start by joining us, the Lioness Rally Club. Join KRT to get the training from the professionals, i.e. George and the other KRT members. And I believe there are a lot of men who have rally cars that are just sitting. So I suggest that they give those cars over to their wives, their daughters. Let them have a chance in life. Let them be part of this amazing journey that we are on.
We know about, yes, actually, we know that the cars are lying there. Where would you do your training? We know most of the drivers train down in around Athi River.
Stony Athi.
Stony Athi.
Yeah.
Where would that
Also
training be?
Kasarani. We've done 2 trainings only, and both those trainings have been at the SSS stage where we were yesterday at Kasarani. It's accessible, it's easy for everybody to get to, and you know what? It's a fun outing. We've had many friends, family come and join us for the day there. It's a great Sunday, even if we're just training. Take our picnic, have a great day.
I also want to appreciate the KMSF for allowing us to train in their ground, and the support they've given us. If we want to train, we go there, but we have to alert them at least early enough because of the security issues. Yes, but the training ground is open to us.
All right, so we'll be coming to a close for this, but breaking news that is coming through from our courts, let's get this story, and is that the 16 suspects arrested in connection to the sexual harassment of a female motorist have been released. The prosecution has no evidence to charge them. They are to collect their personal belongings on the 1st of April. That is the news that has come through from our court after having been detained for over 2 weeks, held in remand. The 16 suspects who had been arrested in connection to the sexual harassment of a female motorist have been released. The prosecution has no evidence to charge them. They are to collect their personal belongings on the 1st of April. That is the latest from our courts. Now, let's get back to, and you could give us your closing remarks. And I'll start with you, Pauline. From your experiences in competitive rallying 10 years ago and over the last 2 weeks, getting in to full activity, the smell of petrol, the dust, the heat, what has it, that general feeling for you, and what would you do to encourage more women to get into motorsport?
Thank you so much, Wahome. I'm so grateful because after that sabbatical leave, 10 years, I'm back, and I'm back in full swing, and we want to change the narrative. You know, it has been always perceived that this is a male-dominated field. We want to change it. We want women. I'm calling on women. Come and board with us, come and rally with us, with the Lioness Rally Club. You are all welcome. Wherever you are around the country, come and rally with us, be part of us. As much as we'll not drive, we'll not navigate, but we'll also give you other assignments to do. Be part of us, and we encourage you women. We are empowering you. We want to inspire you. We want to encourage, to support you. Please come, tell us what you have in take so that we can work together to support the Lioness Rally and the motorsport as a whole. Also, my appeal to the sponsors. We need you to sponsor us. You know, when you sponsor a woman, you are making a change. Come and sponsor us. Appreciation to all the sponsors who came on board during yesterday's rally. Thank you so much. But we still call upon you. We need long partnerships with you. Thank you so much. And we look forward to partnering with all the sponsors. Thank you.
Lisa, your closing words.
I am just so grateful that we pulled it off. And I believe yesterday was a huge success, and that was just the very beginning. The Super Cup was born yesterday, and now we are just going to grow and enter into so many more rallies, of which, as Pauline said, you know, all you women out there, daughters, we're all daughters, mothers, come and join us and be part of us. The bonding that has happened with us in this short period of time, we are a team. You really feel like, yes, we are a team, and the energy is beautiful. So yes, come and join us. Sisters in Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, karibuni sana Kenya. And we also hope that you're going to invite us to your country and we can come and rally with you and have fun with you.
All right. Thank you very much, Liz Christoffersen. She is the founder of Lioness Rally Club, 9 months on, and they've had their first event. It turned out to be one where everyone enjoyed. We had a lot of it. And remember, Maxine, Wahome, and Safina Khan will be at the ARC, and you can also just get online and see the some of the pace that was out there. Pauline, Sheghu, thank you very much for being with us. Pauline atakuwa hapa hewani siku ya Jumamosi, dira ya magwiji, so she's not disappearing. She's going to be joining us on Saturday doing her duties as a news anchor. Thank you very much, ladies, for being with us this morning, and all the best. More events, raids, let's know where it is, and also the West Kenya Motorsports Club. I think we shall be ready to see the Lioness rally team going in there, and you could probably have some cars coming your way, plus also the other ones that you're going to involve everyone in. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll be taking a short break right now, and when we come back, we'll be having a conversation. And this is a conversation about the Kenya Rugby League. The final is coming to a close, and also coaching and officiating courses. But before that, a repeat of the news that has come through from the courts. The 16 suspects arrested in connection to the sexual harassment of a female motorist have been released. The prosecution has no evidence to charge them. They are to collect their personal belongings on the 1st of April. Let me repeat that. 16 suspects arrested in connection to the sexual harassment of a female motorist have been released. The prosecution has no evidence to charge them. They're to collect their personal belongings on the 1st of April. We shall be keeping tabs with that story and also following up with our team at the court. We take a short break and we'll be back with 13 Aside Rugby.